So for the second segment, we're doing Would You Rather? Because we have the question. Yes?
Question.
Wow, because would you rather date a Mzungu sponsor or African sponsor, and why?
So, na naita majina kwa crowd. Annette, birthday girl.
Birthday girl.
Come to stage. Sasa ungekujua na sponsor, ungetaka mgani? You know, do you want them white wine or do you want them Nigerian? Yes, come please. Birthday girl.
Chikono miaka ngapi?
So Annette atatuambia, would you rather date a Mzungu sponsor or an African sponsor? Why?
African sponsor.
And why?
African sponsor personally, those things I love. I don't love the sponsors because just love the African game.
Nice. So, you know, Annette likes them dark, you know, dark and handsome. Let's take it to a boy. Just say, umenipa eye contact. Kuja hapo tuambie. Would you date a white sugar mommy or an African sugar mommy?
Definitely a white sugar mommy.
Why?
Come on, it's the pretty. The white lady, they just is, you know, the pink, blah blah blah.
Which is good. I don't know. Who else was like answering that other question?
Wendy.
That's the stage. Would you rather date a Mzungu sponsor or an African sponsor? Could you forget?
Okay, personally, I will go if ningetaka sponsor, ningeendea a Mzungu sponsor. Cause one, Mzungu sponsor, they're romantic, na wako na dough than Kenya.
No. Have you met a Nigerian? Have you met? Come. Tutuambie. Hadi nimekataa.
Kwa maana ndo haitwe shukrani, ndio mashukrani. Manisha yako na. Sasa udema amesema sijui wala shukrani. Hata wewe sugar daddy yako na pesa. Kumaanisha do the same kwa watu wote. But the darker the berry.
One time for Africans, you know.
Would you rather, for a second part of would you rather date for, and I've noticed this age, like age bracket here too, most people are dating for fun. Like, people are just for fun and for the gram. And for the gram, oh my god, there's some reels. There's some reels you see and you're convinced where now do you love me?
For the Valentine's.
For the Valentine's.
Some people are impressed.
For the single lady.
Hey. Guys, it's probably a story. Nikki Hama, guys, maybe you want to Hama the day before Valentine. And your single girl over here. And she was moving into her new place. My neighbor, I guess the lady had come over and she was even dressed in red and they just embraced each other from Milango and they started, doing what lovers do.
Nicole is not doing justice to that story. I didn't know I'm here. I'm here with Nicole carrying a bed into her new home. Alafu ko opposite tunaona just a very pretty girl she gets to the building and a knock. And when the guy opens, the person who opens is a guy. They don't even say hi. Like, I was so keen. They started kissing. Na akamuinua.
Romance. Bado tunataka wazungu na tuna very sweet boys out here.
Yeah, the Kenyan men are very romantic. You know Jose?
Ndio.
Kwanza Jose. Hey, I'll plug you guys.
On that note, guys, I have a question to the guys. Kidogo silence, guys.
Kidogo. Let's maintain
silence. Kidogo. So I have a question for our men in the building because yes, sponsors me both. Okay, great. Yes, sponsors me both men and women, but majority me men sponsors and maybe children. I'm a student project. So a question for the guys: how do you feel? Like, how do you feel when a lot of ladies are preferring to date sponsors? Because you know, I had this statement somewhere at TV. So now me, I date my average guy. You know, when you spend a shule pamoja, I give him, you know, I give him everything, and but don't ends up cheating on me. If I say go and date my sponsor, after he cheat on me, I'll pay a pesa. How do you guys feel? Just say your hand is up. You're next.
June, Nicole, and Jemima.
Yes.
Personally, I don't care.
Just stand at this side.
Yo,
So that you can see you
guys,
very well.
personally, I don't care if my lady gets a sponsor. Yeah.
You don't mind
I
getting a
don't
sponsor?
mind. Come on. Nitamea nitakuwa sponsor. I will reach my 30, I will reach my 40. I will be a sponsor.
You are affected at all, like how to feel like your ego inaongeza kidogo ukiona demu yako anapewa video na another man.
Ego.
Itakuwa like
Ego yangu. Okay,
ego
personally.
yako. Unadhani demu yako akipewa video na sponsor atakupea?
Take it. Yo, me ni Mjaluo, that means niko na ego problems. But when I say I don't care, acha nice. Tuitafika age yangu itakuwa sponsor. Like, acha how far, atafika age yake atarudi. Come on. Let the lady enjoy it. I'll enjoy it too in my body.
Okay, that's just it.
Wow, I doubt, I'd like to say I doubt he speaks for the lady. I think he speaks for the few. Otherwise, most guys out here wanna kill him. Yeah, you know my dog,
Okay, listen, huh? Listen. My guys, sisi si wanawake, si ndio? Lakini nataka tukubali kitu moja, sawa? Na msinirecord, mimi ni MC, unaweza niharibia job, sawa? So this is it. Mwanaume hata ukuwe na main chick na wasichana 25 sides, msichana wa 25 akicheat bado itakuuma. Na itakuuma tena sana. Si kidogo sana. Sawa?
Umebonga sense.
Alafu, another thing.
Unakaa mtika uongezee.
Mimi nimekuwa na mama. Sawa? Acha niwaambie, mimi nimekuwa na mama. Kitu moja, wamama sika wanaume. Baba atakuchunga. Siku unataka kutoka atakuacha. Mama siku unataka kutoka atakuua.
Wow.
There is a difference.
Wow. So I thought that was some nice input. Honestly, if anything, he's reminded me something, guys. As much as we're all fun and games about sponsors, we need to educate each other on why, on the risk to sponsors. Guys, people are dying out here. Watu wanauliwa, aside from, you know, the norm, breaking families, what other disadvantages or risks do we have to sponsor? As people are dying, or there's STI, you know, more gonjos in a spread, HIV is more real than ever. What's the statistics?
And it's all fun and games until you hear your friend is somewhere in a ditch, stabbed, and all that. So I don't know, it would be unfair tukimaliza hii topic kama tuja touch on a bit of GBV, gender-based violence, because especially last year we really saw so many girls, especially in these tourist places like Malindi and all those places, those expensive hotels.
Yeah.
Someone is pushed from the 12th floor or something like that. So I just felt to mention that because ni unfair. Yes, it's all fun and games until it gets to that point and we're actually on our way to your home to come and tell your mom sorry for losing you.
Yeah.
Then 1 month down the line we're like, oh, yeah, June, we miss her. We miss her.
To add on that note of GBV, this quote I saw, it says, choose to live by choosing to live. Like choose kuishi by choosing to toka. So it's normally very hard for these guys who are going through GBV to live from the toka kwa relationships because it's mental trauma, emotional trauma, physical trauma. So it's not easier said than done and tunaambia bishtako, why toka kwa hiyo nini? It's not easy for them and you have to hold their hands and be there for them when we actually the grass is greener on the other side. Actually, I had this neighbor, she was a girl, naendo alikuwa analipa rent ya hiyo nyumba. So she started living with the guy. And I remember every Friday night, awangekaa kama wajapigana. Like, you could hear the girls screaming, the door is banging. Hadi kuna dirisha ilivunjwa, as in it was a whole thing. And I was literally just next to them. So hadi kuna time zingine nilikuwa naogopa nigongewe mlango hadi mniambie, wewe, unaongeana na manzi yako kwa nini? I was so scared. Because it was so scary. And I thank God that the management of that building intervened through ilikuwa imefika, it was too much, like, so the landlady intervened akawaseparatisha hadi akawahamisha, like, let you guys, you know, mtauana hapa ndani. It was a whole thing and me, I wouldn't wish anything like that for anyone hapa, whether you're a guy or a girl. I wouldn't. So that's something you shouldn't live with at all.
So someone in the back had a question. I don't know if you still have a question.
Yes.
So do you mind just please come here. Oh, just come. Come.
If you don't mind.
Please come. Yes, Neigh, as she comes.
Saseni JNJ podcast.
Wow.
I have a question. Mnapanga mmeiva hivi ama ni leo?
Follow us for more. If you want to see
Let me be honest. Because most of our podcasts, Nakonga audio, we're just there in our pajamas.
looking like red.
Like red recording, but tukioga vizuri. Tupate marashi.
But if you want content from us, guys, you can be following us right now, JNJ Podcast on Instagram. Yes, from our audience, a question.
I'd like to start by saying that it wasn't a question, but more of an addition, that it's not only women, but also men who like kill the shorties and the dudes for money. They get you housing, get your bills, get you like insurance, and then they just kill you to get the money. So you thinking that you're benefiting, they have a greater plan ahead for you, and you might never know. And that's the sad part.
I agree. And you know the sad thing about having a sponsor, you're indispensable. This sponsor doesn't love you. Akichoka na wewe, akimeboeka, akipata fresh meat, and you dare double cross the sponsor juu ati you're done. Like, my friend, we'll be going to your funeral, we'll be going to say, this person had dreams. You know, student had dreams, now look at them. So as you go about your day, as you do your things, if you choose that path, be careful, be careful. Yeah, I guess what I'm saying, be careful. So as we're about to wrap it up, guys, but we have a few comments from a few members of the crowd. Ceci, Numako, yeah.
Oh, hi guys.
Hi.
So on the topic of sponsors, I feel like it's more of a personal decision.
Yeah.
So you enter into it based on your situation. You can't get into a sponor relationship looking for love unless you're confused. So when you're in that sponor relationship, unajua umeendea do, uko na shida ya do, na hiyo ndo umeendea. So don't get there and get confused.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. If anything, if there's something I've learned as I've grown older is the world is not black and white. Your definition of right is not necessarily somebody else's definition of right, and the same goes for wrong. So I know when we were kids, sometimes when you see these people doing certain things, you really vilify them, you really unawakashifu until you actually sit down with somebody and listen to their story and understand why people do what they do. We're not excusing it, but also don't shame people for doing what they do. You never know why they're doing it. Before church will speak, because church wanted to speak. Just before you answer, I have a controversial statement. I was reading an article and I saw this statement spoke out to me, and it says the line between boyfriend and sponsor is blurry. 13% of participants reported, it was a research study that was done, reported expecting money in exchange for sex, be it from a boyfriend or a casual acquaintance. So what it's basically saying is, and I know, if you expect, when you get in a relationship, if you expect your man, because mostly it's for the men, if you expect your man to like sponsor you, give you cash, you pay for your hair, what's not to say that that person isn't a sponsor?
Excuse to Nyamaze to us here. Now, let me make a point on the sponsors thing. It's going to be, cyclic, like it will be contradicting itself. One, you are allowed to have a sponsor if you want to. This is my personal opinion. From the context of, there is never the right age of loving someone. You can wake up at 30 and start loving someone who's younger than you, and vice versa. So in as much as we are seeking to change the psychology of the children in terms of don't beat a woman, don't beat a man, or come out if you're beaten, I think structurally we also need to consider factors like if someone tells you something in confidentiality or even publicly, we should let it be. My next point will be controversial, so I'd rather not say. Thank you, J and J.
We appreciate when time has gone on. We need to give people a chance to perform. This topic is so wide.
Okay, I have a question. For example, a girl when you're a big sponsor, then she ends up being pregnant. Would you advocate for abortion or keep the pregnancy?
So my own personal opinion is the sponsor married?
Let's say both ways, like either we're married or not married.
If they're not married, if the sponsor is not married, well, at the end of the day, personally, I'm pro-choice. So the decision lies on the lady. If the lady feels she's comfortable and ready to bear and raise a child, then she should do it, regardless of what the sponsor feels. Because as a lady, you're the womb giver, you're the womb carer. So I don't feel like she should consider what the sponsor feels. If the sponsor is ready to take care of the baby, well and good, but the decision should lie on the lady. Yes, that's my answer. And I feel like we agree on this panel.
Yeah.